Hey everyone, Rodco is here, and we're going to go over how to introduce down in motion with the stomping in place technique like we have covered in our sit in motion stomping in place video. Same principles apply. You want to remember your sequence. We've got command, mark, release, reinforce. Now this is a new behavior, so we need to add that help in. So it's going to be command, help, mark, release, reinforce. The other thing you want to keep in mind is, does your dog actually understand how to do down at your side? So if you're still working on getting the down position at your side, make sure you work on that and get that established before you go on to try this down in motion technique. If you don't have that established, it's really going to make it more difficult for your dog. And I'm going to show this from a couple of different angles. I want to make sure I've got all the parts of my sequence in, and I also want to make sure that I don't turn this into a down stay. So I want to show the movement, I want to get a little bit out in front, and then I want to get right back to his side and release him pretty quickly so he is understanding the in-motion concept rather than the stay component. As he gets better at it, we can transition into doing a down stay, or excuse me, a down in motion into a down stay. But in the beginning, keep it simple and make sure you're reinforcing the in-motion component of this. Free Rodco. Good boy. Down, down, good. Free. Yeah, I had to command that a couple of times, but I kept my feet moving at his side. I went just a little bit in front once he got on the position, and then I got right back to his side to release him. I'm going to try it again from a different angle this time. Come on, Rodco. Down, 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 good. Good boy. All right, that time I had to give him a little extra help, which was a hand gesture. And that's okay. You want to make sure you're doing the things that help your dog complete the behavior. Just make sure you're doing them in a timely, consistent manner. So I commanded once, he sat. That's okay. Gave him that second command, he didn't respond, so I followed through with that little bit of extra help the whole time my feet were moving. Moved a little bit in front, got right back to his side, and released him once he was on the position. I'm going to try from one more angle, which is going to be straight at you. Come on. Yep. Down, down, good. Nope, down. Free. Good boy. And now Rodco did fine with that, but I made a handler error. So I commanded down while I showed him my hand help. That's something we don't want to do. We want our verbal cue to be separate from that physical gesture. So I'm going to do another one for me as a handler to make sure I have good technique. Come on, buddy. Down, down, good, free. Down, 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 good. Good, free. Good boy. All right, that's how my presentation was better. Notice I'm marking as soon as he gets into the position, and he's still holding that position as I go in front. It's crucial to make sure your dog understands there's a difference between their marker and their release. So make sure you're using those separately and not just using them to mean the same thing. There's going to be advantages to having that marker separate from your release as you advance in your training. So on your down in motion, focus on good technique. If you make a mistake as the handler, try it again. Don't punish your dog for it. Rodco still did great on that one that I messed up on, so I still reinforced him. And then I made a note for myself as the handler to go back and do it differently the next time. So don't punish your dog for handler error. If you made that mistake and they still did a great job, make sure you're releasing and reinforcing for their behavior, and then just make an adjustment on your next repetition. Over time, we want to phase out how much we're having to help. So if you're marching in place and hand signal, your next progression is probably going to be just take out that hand and see if you can get it with just your marching. And then over time, phase out those marching steps. Thanks for joining us for this. Feel free to post your progress in the comments. Let us know if you have any questions about anything. We'll see you guys next time.